One of the highlights of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 is when Paul powerfully declares what his central focus is. Here's what he proclaims in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 2. For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Paul has a two-part central focus. Part 1 is knowing Jesus Christ, and Part 2 is knowing Him crucified. Paul is countering the influence of Gnosticism on the Corinthian church. The Gnostics assert that a person's central focus should be to enter into so-called higher knowledge, and that salvation comes from within by awakening what they see as the divine spark within oneself. Paul counters with this powerful declaration of his central focus. He determines to know nothing except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. Regarding Part 1 of Paul's central focus, knowing Jesus Christ, Paul knows the risen Christ personally. Paul not only knows about Jesus, but he actually knows Him personally. The Holy Spirit indwells Paul and all genuine believers. We too can cultivate a close relationship with Christ, who directs us, strengthens us, gives us hope, and receives our praise. Regarding Part 2 of Paul's central focus, knowing Him crucified, Christ suffered for Paul and for each of us. He died in our place. His crucifixion and His suffering, the message of the cross, is at the core of who we are as believers. The message of the cross opens the door of forgiveness, makes it possible for the Holy Spirit to indwell us, and invites us to enter into His sufferings by dying daily to self-centered desires and by suffering hardship and persecution because of our faith in Him. In reflection, is knowing Jesus Christ and Him crucified our central focus as well? Are we cultivating a genuine and deep relationship with the risen Christ? Are we basing our relationship with the Lord on Christ being crucified for us? And lastly, Jesus suffered for us. Are we willing to suffer for Him by dying daily to selfish desires and by willingly suffering hardship and persecution for Him? May Paul's central focus be our central focus, knowing Jesus Christ and knowing Him crucified. Thanks for listening.